But first, we're on the road, this time in Nipomo. Tonight, we visit the historic Dana Adobe and look deeper at the vision of Nipomo's founding father.
Hi, I'm Richard Malbros with the Nipomo Chamber of Commerce, and you're on the road with KCOY-12, Central Coast News.
Good evening. I'm Paula Lopez along with Jason Stiff, our meteorologist. We are on the road live in Nipomo.
And I'm Dave Alley as well. What a great place we have here. What a great show we have in store, because we've got such a beautiful setting here right behind us.
Acres and acres.
That's right. Yeah, we're going to show you all things Nipomo here in the next half hour. We're going to show you a little bit of local history as well. Now, we're standing at the Dana Adobe right behind us. You can't see it right now, but a little bit later on, we're going to show you the very historic Dana Adobe and tell you how this town got its start more than 170 years ago.
And standing where we are right here, we can smell Jocko's just down the street on Teft and Thompson. We're going to get inside Jocko's restaurant and tell you what makes it so special. Decades and decades long reputation here. So, and maybe even I'll sample a taste for you.
Oh, lucky you.
For now, though, let's toss it over to Scott Hennessy with the headlines.
Okay, Paula, thanks very much. We are on the road in Nipomo today, and one of the most established businesses here on the Central Coast has roots that date back to the 18th century. Its name is known far and wide for the juiciest steaks around, and our very own Paula Lopez got a chance to try some of its food. She joins us now live with Dave Alley from Nipomo. Paula, you could argue Jocko's is really part of the heart of Nipomo.
It really is. And of course, I jumped at the chance to go and take a look-see.
Why wouldn't
you? Not far off the freeway, just as you said, about a half mile from here, mile from here, at the corner of Teft and Taft, you'll find one of the juiciest steaks around. Jocko's is known around the world for its laid-back style and generous portion oak-grilled meats. Its colorful history dates back to Emery Knotts, who opened a saloon there in 1888. Jocko's somehow survived, wink wink, during the Prohibition years and became a restaurant during the 1950s, and it's still a place where locals gather and visitors are known to travel hundreds of miles for the juiciest steaks around. Lisa Romasana, you came all the way up from Santa Ynez to come to Jocko's. Tell us why.
The wonderful steaks. We're here for a steak, and it's a big steak, and we get leftovers, so it's wonderful here.
Well, you are in for an informal history lesson when you walk into Jocko's. Its walls are lined with the brands of many of the Central Coast ranches, as well as a lot of local lore as well. In fact, you can even find Captain William C. Danna's brand there at Jocko's if you look closely on one of the walls.
It really is world famous. You know, when you travel around California, maybe beyond, you'll see they have a famous bumper sticker, "Follow me to Jocko's."
That's right.
I've seen that literally all over the state of California.
That's right. And, I was on a cruise once, and I mentioned Nipomo. They said, "Oh, Jocko's."
Right.
So it really is renowned. But we love being here in Nipomo. It's a great place to eat and to catch a lot of history.
There is a lot of history here, yes. While we're on the road here in Nipomo, we're going to take a look at the oldest building here in town. It's the historic Dana Adobe, an inside, in-depth look coming up after the break.
We'll be right back. Stay with us as we are live on the road in Nipomo on KCOY 12.
Live, Paula Lopez, Scott Hennessy, meteorologist Jason Stiff, and Mike Clan Sports. KCOY 12 Central Coast Local News, live at 6.
Welcome back. We are live on the road in Nipomo. Before we get to the Dana Adobe, we're going to tell you about Allen Hancock College. Just awarded more than $500,000 in scholarship money to students there. More than 360 students will get money to help them with school. The money has been awarded by the Allen Hancock Foundation. The foundation's executive director is thanking the generosity of the community for that wonderful scholarship money. And again, live here on the road in Nipomo, we are standing at one of the Central Coast's most fascinating and unique destinations. This building right behind me, it's the Dana Adobe. This state historical landmark is now officially known as the Danna Cultural Center. It's a place that gives visitors here an opportunity to experience what life was like here more than 170 years ago. It's a journey into California's past.
You can go back in time. It's very easy to do.
A visit here is to understand the humble beginnings of Nipomo, founded by Captain William Danna.
Dana Adobe is a Mexican land grant. The Danna family moved here in 1839.
What remains is their fully restored home, along with more than 100 preserved acres.
Many of the old buildings in California are surrounded by, traffic, by cities, so we're rather unique in that regard. We have a wonderful view shed. This map is an aerial view of Rancho Nipomo as it was.
A sprawling 38,000 acres, the rancho covered most of what is now South San Luis Obispo County.
From the sand dunes to the Santa Maria River to Los Barros to the Tematati Ridge, which is east of us. This is the sala, or the parlor.
Recently renamed the Danna Cultural Center, the site gives visitors a first-hand experience of an era long past.
We really do try to focus on that when we have visitors come. There was no running water, no electricity. There were vaqueros on the property. It was a working rancho.
Now, it's also a popular destination for local schools.
We do have field trips for 3rd and 4th graders. They come here throughout the school year. We have many activities.
Good job.
Including lessons in brick building, tortilla making, roping, branding, dancing, and much more. Looking to the future, the center is set to add several new features just to the south of the Adobe that will enhance the cultural experience here for visitors.
This will be part of the nature education project. There'll be hiking trails, possibly equestrian trails, native plants.
Also slated, a new visitor center, Chumash interpretive area, and classroom space. When completed, it will enhance what is already a jewel of the Central Coast, where time has seemingly stood still and where history still lives. Now, that construction on the new enhancements will begin later this year, Paula. It will be scheduled to be finished by next year. More than 3,000 people visited last year, including 1,400 students. Those numbers will greatly increase once those new improvements come aboard here in just about a year and a half or so.
I'd love the course in brick making. That sounds like a terrific course to take.
It's a lot of fun. By the way, if you want to come out here, it is open weekends only, Saturday from 10 to 1, Sunday from 1 to 4. They're also doing weddings out here now, as you can see right here. Beautiful location for those.
It would be absolutely beautiful because the weather is so beautiful. Even on a chilly, windy day like today, it's still great out here. We're in the shade.
We're in the shade.
Yeah, but Jason
over there is in the sun. It's a little warmer.
in the sun. Let's toss it over to him now, Jason.
Yeah, the meteorologist knows where the sun is. And right now, I'm in the middle of it. Although the low clouds and fog are going to come back, it's been a beautiful day in Nipomo. It was a gray start to the day around most of the central and the south coast. I wish that gray was leading to some wet weather. We certainly haven't had very much during the season, and we're getting closer to the dry season already. Now, earlier in the year, about 3 months ago, we had over 1 1/3 inches of rain in just one storm for Nipomo, but for the most part, it's been pretty dry. For Santa Maria, we haven't even had 2 inches of rain yet this year, down to 19% of where we're supposed to be, well over 7 inches below average. And again, as you know, we're getting into the dry season, but temperatures are very easy to take right now. Currently 60 degrees in Santa Maria, down to 59 though in San Luis Obispo, 61 in Lompoc, and 63 degrees in Paso Robles. And as we mentioned, it has been a little bit breezy, 17 mile-an-hour breezes around both Santa Maria and San Luis Obispo, gusting to 26 with sustained wind of 21 miles an hour in Paso Robles and about 13 miles an hour in Lompoc. I wish that we had the wet weather that much of the rest of the country is getting right now. A little bit back east, but a lot of it is over the Intermountain West, trying to move into our part of the world, but it's just not going to get here. There's an area of low pressure near Arizona, just overhead, and it's bringing them plenty of moisture and also energy, so they have lots of showers and thunderstorms, even a little bit of mountain snow too. But for the Central Coast, we're away from all that wet business right now. The good news is we do have the potential for a little bit of light rain going forward. The next couple days, it's just going to be more of the marine layer, more of the May gray that we expect, low clouds and fog to start the day, and we'll have some afternoon sunshine, especially for the Central Coast, not so much for the south. But then by Thursday and Friday, another area of low pressure moves our direction, giving us a slight chance for a little bit of light rain, but not much is going to fall. Looking at the futurecast numbers, most areas getting less than 1/4 of an inch. I really wish we had about 1 or 2 more inches of rain than that, but it's just not in the forecast for us yet. So overnight tonight, expect the low clouds and fog to come back onto the central and the south coast. Overnight lows mainly in the 40s. A high temperature of 67 degrees tomorrow for Santa Maria, up to 68 in San Luis Obispo and 72 for Paso Robles. For the south coast, we're still going to have the low clouds and fog. It's going to take a lot longer to get rid of it. Some places probably won't see very much sun at all tomorrow, and the daytime highs in the mid to upper 60s. The next 7 days, we do expect increasing clouds for the Santa Maria area. We're going to have a slight chance for some showers Thursday and Friday, and those temperatures, amazingly enough, below average for the latter half of this week. But fear not, if you have Mother's Day outdoor plans especially, we do expect more sunshine Saturday and Sunday, even filtering into Monday as well, and the temperatures resume right back above average into the upper 60s and lower 70s, and then we have some more mid to upper 70s and lower 80s in other parts of the area around San Luis Obispo and Paso Robles. Some nice weather ahead. Just prepare for more gray in the coming days. Let's look at your weather from Nipomo. Now we're going to turn back over to Dave and Paula.
All right, thank you, Jason.
Helen, tell us a little bit more about the Dana Adobe. We have Helen Dario, a board member out here with the Dana Amigos, also a docent. Thanks for joining us here tonight.
You're welcome. It's our pleasure.
Now, the building here looks just spectacular, beautiful, but I understand just a couple years ago it didn't quite look this nice.
No, it took the captain 13 years to construct the house, and it took us 13 years to renovate it. So what you're looking at is not telling the story until you look at some of the windows and that special room 2 I showed you, where our visitors can see the construction over time and what was involved in rebuilding this home.
Helen, tell us, you've been involved for about 11 years.
Yes.
What really drew you to the site and to give your time here?
Actually, when I first visited in 2003, I walked in the home and I felt like I had come home. So I felt immediately an emotional attachment, the history, the cross-cultural stories, Maria Josefa's Carrillo stories. I'm Hispanic, she's Hispanic. There's many, many connections for me, and it's such a wonderful project for all of our community, especially children.
And tell us again, we just saw in my piece, there's some exciting new additions here. What's that really going to mean to this place, also the community of Nipomo as well, when those are constructed by next year?
Well, a lot of folks, unfortunately, don't know we're here in Nipomo. And certainly by the end of next year, they're going to. We will be the jewel of the whole county because it'll be educational, it'll be an event center. We'll be able to tell the stories of many peoples who left their footprints on the land.
I think it's so important that you've made it a point to teach new generations the historical significance of this.
I agree. Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Helen.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And it truly is just like a walk back in time. You feel right here like you're back with the Danna family way back when. Thank you, Helen, again. We're going to be right back. Sports is next after the break.
Welcome back to our On the Road show. We are live in Nipomo. Before we leave you tonight, though, we wanted to tell you about some special recognition that Nipomo High School got just today. Some big money, too. KCOY-12 morning anchors watched as a robot showed off a $20,000 check for the school's robotics program. This money 66 to further robotics education in the Lucia Mar School District. Nipomo High School students, though, have already gotten a head start. The after-school program at Nipomo High, it just started 8 years ago and already at the national championship 2 weeks ago. One of their robotics finished in the quarterfinals of its division.
It's been a big year for Nipomo High School. Football team won a CIF championship, its first in December, and they just had their first ever player drafted in the NFL, Akeem King, drafted by the Falcons on Saturday.
It's going to be a lot of fun to watch him.
That's right. Way to go, Titans.
And Jason Stiff, what's our week looking like?
Looking pretty good. We're going to have a lot of gray for the next several days, even a slight chance for some showers, mainly Thursday, Friday, but not much rain is going to fall. For Nipomo tomorrow, upper 60s for highs. Same thing for Santa Maria and San Luis Obispo, and then a little bit cooler by the middle to latter part of the week.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us on the road here in Nipomo. We're going to be on the road once again on Thursday in Santa Maria.
Looking forward to that, yes.
We leave you now, though, with a beautiful look at the Dana Adobe property. 38,000 acres of just pristine property here on the beautiful Central Coast. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here at 11.